Morning, everyone, and welcome to all of you. You see, sometimes I feel like or think that I should hold a story back for whatever reason. Maybe because I feel I do not have enough information, or because I'm more interested in the outcome than I am in the actual process. And that was more or less the case with yesterday's story. So I'm not going to go into what, where, or whom. I am just going to delve in as if this is all from my own imagination, which it is not. But we can always pretend. There are currently two distinct groups in the Mexit community. Those who believe there is an effort to support Harry and or even bring him back. And please note, I mean Harry. Harry and maybe one of his children or both, not Meghan. Okay? Secondly, those who believe that the king will never speak to or see Harry and that he will never help Harry with a single penny ever again. Well, let's just say I'm in the first group, and I'll just ask those of you who do not believe Charles will have anything to do with Harry ever again one single question. Why then does Archie have a dedicated page on the royal family website? Where does it come from? Well, we know where it comes from. It comes from Buckingham Palace Media Centre, as they call it now, because they are responsible for the website. And it is 100% fact. You can go look it up for yourself. And who is their boss? Whose approval do they need to change anything on that website? Now, although Buckingham Palace's media centre handles all the media for Princess Anne, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, and the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester, Charles is their boss. They need his approval. They need him to sign off on anything. So do not think Archie having his own pages because some junior staff do not know what to do or what they are doing, They know exactly what they are doing. And I can tell you now, it has all been approved by the boss. The next thing we need to ask is Charles so out of touch, so ignorant, that he has no clue about the questions we have about Archie's birth? No, my dears, he knows. Oh, he knows it only too well. He is fully aware. So why do this? Archie is not a working royal, and neither are his parents. Well, in my opinion, it is a peace offering to Harry and Meghan, straight from Charles to them. And I can almost guarantee you that the website was indeed the first step. They want us to react because I think as we sit here, Charles and his yes men are already busy little bees. I mean, what are the chances that we'll soon see new birth records for Archie? And the palace will go, see, here is the proof. We don't understand what all the fuss is about. Or King Charles is busy negotiating to change the law so that surrogate babies can inherit titles in Britain and obviously inherit whatever goes with those titles. Now, what shall we say? How long will it take? What do you think? About 6 months before the big reveal? I think Charles is rushing this through. because he does not have much time left to do this. And that does not necessarily have to do with his health, okay? Although the narrative will be that it is because of his health. I can also guarantee you that as soon as everyone is talking about Archie, the real royal, with his own page on the royal website, Meghan will start to release photographs of Archie with his face visible. Watch out for the photographs of Archie digging in the sand on the beach, running towards the ocean. Oops, that was Louis. But you know what I mean. As for Harry, he is already, don't believe me, I know what I know, he is already begging for a small role in the monarchy so that he can buy a home in the United Kingdom, so that he has reason to return to the United Kingdom and educate his son in the United Kingdom. That doesn't come from Bookie. Those were things he actually expressed in public, also expressed to his friends. Okay, so on to another thing. It's another 2 to 3 days and Prince Edward and Duchess Sophie will be on their way to Portugal. Now, hear me out. I really, really like Edward and Sophie. I have no issues with them so far, okay? So this question has nothing to do with them either together or individually, but more with the British government and obviously the monarchy. Now, this visit to Portugal is classed an official visit. So that means the Portuguese government sent an invitation to the British government, or maybe the royal family, I don't know, but usually it goes from government to government, okay? Or then the British government sent a request to Portugal. But why? Why though? Again, why Portugal? The official narrative is that their visit is to mark the 640 years, okay, 640 years anniversary of the Treaty of Windsor. Okay, but listen up. Britain has signed thousands of treaties. There's the Treaty of Pretoria, 1881, Treaty of Commerce with Japan, 1894, the Barrier Treaties in 1715, and so on, and so on, and so on. So in my opinion, that is purely an excuse. We know Eugenie and Jack live in Portugal part-time, and allegedly Harry also bought a property there. And we know a number of other famous people like Paris Hilton, John Malkovich, Madonna, and many, many others own properties in Portugal. But why send Edward and Sophie there? My opinion, I think the current British government is trying to sneak its way back into the European Union. My opinion only. Come on, guys. I mean, really, something is up. Princess Anne and Sir Timothy basically just finished a 3-day official visit to Greece, supposedly to commemorate the 81st anniversary of the Battle of Crete. I mean, come on, guys. This is bullshit. Next month as in July, is my birthday. If I call it the battle for survival, will one of them come over here as well and come and commemorate my battle for survival, which will be 63 years old. I mean, same principle. But no, they won't do that. So there must be a reason why the royals are traveling all over Europe. Remember, Charles was in Germany, he was in France, and then the Vatican. William has been to Turkey, to Poland, to Italy, and Norway in 2006. So that's in 5 months. Well, those are only the visits which we know of. There may very well have been one or two we did not know of. I mean, come on, guys. The British royals are all over Europe. And the question remains, why? I mean, it is becoming very, very obvious, and I'm not falling for these obscure celebrations in non-Commonwealth countries. For now, I'm not prepared to tell you exactly where I think it is heading. I think for now each of you should make up your own minds. All I want you to do is to be aware, to watch out for certain things, and to be careful what you post online. In the exact same line of thinking, we now have something else which just poked out its ugly head and which is busy wrapping its tentacles around the ignorant and vulnerable, and soon it will begin to squeeze. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about this. So King Charles, who does not have a degree in design or architecture, whose stubby white hands have not ever placed a single brick. Yes, that King Charles have decided to take his model towns to Belize and Zambia. So GB News says Charles and his shit-stirring factory is taking his vision for sustainable communities to Belize and Zambia. And this praise is based on the thoughtful town planning of Poundbury. What utter shite. Firstly, there's not enough parking in Poundbury, and where there is parking, it is too small. The architectural style is appalling, old-fashioned, and it looks like some fake scene from a Disney movie. Not appealing at all. The mix of work and residential spaces was not successful, and today you will find many of the commercial areas empty or half empty. So, to make matters worse, the King's Foundation, through Harmonious Urban Growth Project, will also apply a quantum computing system to assist with the infrastructure planning. Sorry, maybe Belize and Zambia are ignorant enough to allow this, which I think in the long run they will indeed deeply, deeply regret. Unfortunately, by the time they realize what these royals and tech giants are doing, it will be too late. So be careful, friends. King Charles and his mates, his besties, are working to control you and control everything around you. I'm sorry, if I lived in Belize, I would have protested not to have this computing AI design rubbish anywhere near my family, ever. For those who always want to argue, answer me this. Why isn't he bringing his AI planning to you where you live? Why isn't he trying to Or why isn't he trying it out in Britain first? Experiment in your own country. No, he would rather experiment on people who are maybe poor, okay, and who do not always know better, and whom Charles thinks of as vermin anyway. So if this AI-generated town planning rubbish does not work out, I mean, who cares? He can't live out the money in his trust and foundation in any event. And it's not his money to start off with. It's all from donations. But anyway, that's my warning to Belize and Zambia. Stay away. Don't allow it. One of these days you'll wipe the shit from your eyes and you will have a king again. Or you'll be ruled by the British again. Or you won't be able to go buy bread or milk without a stamp of approval from whatever this international regime you may be watched with or through AI. Who knows exactly what this system which Charles wants to implement can actually do, what its capabilities are. But I don't know, past behavior predicts future behavior, and I would not trust it, not one little bit. Okay, my dear friends, that is it from me for now. Please take care of yourselves, stay vigilant, and stay safe. Bye.